Please welcome the President and First Lady of the United States, Donald J. Trump and Melania Trump.
A little bit military salute going on right now. That's the noise you're hearing in the background. President Trump and First Lady taking the stage. All right, a few words from the President and First Lady. Let's listen in.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we love you. And I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart. This has been an incredible 4 years. We've accomplished so much together. I want to thank all of my family and my friends and my staff and so many other people for being here. I want to thank you for your effort, your hard work. People have no idea how hard this family worked. They worked, and they worked for you. They could have had a much easier life, but they did a fantastic job. I just want to thank all of you, everyone. I want to thank Mark Meadows, who's here, someplace right there. I want to thank Mark. But it's been something very special. We've accomplished a lot. Our First Lady has been a woman of great grace and beauty and dignity. And so popular with the people, so popular with the people. In fact, honey, would you like to say a few words, please?
Being your First Lady was my greatest honor. Thank you for your love and your support. You will be in my thoughts and prayers. God bless you all. God bless your families. And God bless this beautiful nation. Thank you.
What else has to be said, right? But what we've done, that's true, honey, great job. What we've done has been amazing by any standard. We rebuilt the United States military. We created a new force called Space Force. That in itself would be a major achievement for a regular administration. We were not a regular administration. We took care of the vets, 91% approval rating. They've never had that before. The vets have given us, the VA, the vets have given us an approval rating like has never been before. We took care of our vets and our beautiful vets. They were very badly treated before we came along. And as you know, we get them great service and we pick up the bill and they can go out and they can see a doctor if they have to wait long periods of time. We got it so that we can sadly get rid of people that don't treat our vets properly. We didn't have any of those rights before when I came on. So our vets are happy. Our people are happy. Our military is thrilled. We also got tax cuts, the largest tax cut and reform in the history of our country by far. I hope they don't raise your taxes. But if they do, I told you so. And if you look at the regulations, which I consider the regulation cuts to be maybe even more important, that's why we have such good and have had such good job numbers. The job numbers have been absolutely incredible. When we started, had we not been hit by the pandemic, we would have had numbers that would never have been seen. Already our numbers are the best ever. If you look at what happened until February a year ago, our numbers were at a level that nobody had ever seen before. And even now, we really built it twice. We got hit. Nobody blames us for that. The whole world got hit, and then we built it again. And now the stock market is actually substantially higher than it was at its higher point prior to the pandemic. So it's really, you could say we built it twice. And you're going to see incredible numbers start coming in if everything is sort of left alone. Be careful. Very complex. Be careful. But you're going to see some incredible things happening. And remember us when you see these things happening, if you would. Remember us, because I'm looking at elements of our economy that are set to be a rocket ship up. It's a rocket ship up. We have the greatest country in the world. We have the greatest economy in the world. And as bad as the pandemic was, we were hit so hard, just like the entire world was hit so hard. Places that thought they got away with it didn't get away with it. They're suffering right now. We did something that is really considered a medical miracle. They're calling it, we got the vaccine developed in 9 months instead of 9 years or 5 years or 10 years or a long time. It was supposed to take a long time, many, many years to develop a vaccine. We have 2 out. We have another one coming almost immediately. And it really is a great achievement. So you should start to see really good numbers over the next few months. I think you're going to see those numbers really skyrocket downward. And I can only say this, we have worked hard. We've left it all, as the athletes would say, we've left it all in the field. We don't have to come and say, we'll never say in a month when we're sitting in Florida, we're not going to be looking at each other and saying, you know, if we only worked a little bit harder, you can't work harder. And we had a lot of obstacles, and we went through the obstacles, and we just got 75 million votes, and that's a record in the history of sitting presidents. That's an all-time record by a lot, by many millions in the history of sitting presidents. It's been really just an honor. One of the things we're very, very proud of is the selection of almost 300 federal judges and 3 great Supreme Court justices. That's a very big number. That's a record-setting number. And so we've done a lot, and there's still things to do. The first thing we have to do is pay our respects and our love to the incredible people and families who suffered so gravely from the China virus. It's a horrible thing that was put onto the world. We all know where it came from, but it's a horrible, horrible thing. So be very careful. Be very, very careful. But we want to pay great love to all of the people that have suffered, including families who have suffered so gravely. So with that, I just want to say you are amazing people. This is a great, great country. It is my greatest honor and privilege to have been your president. I will always fight for you. I will be watching, I will be listening, and I will tell you that the future of this country has never been better. I wish the new administration great luck and great success. I think they'll have great success. They have the foundation to do something really spectacular. And again, we put it in a position like it's never been before, despite the worst plague to hit since, I guess you'd say 1917, over 100 years ago. And despite that, The things that we've done have been just incredible, and I couldn't have done it without you. So just a goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form. And again, I want to just in leaving, I want to thank our Vice President, Mike Pence, and Karen. I want to thank Congress because we really worked well with Congress, at least certain elements of Congress. But we really did. We've gotten so much done that nobody thought would be possible. But I do want to thank Congress. And I want to thank all of the great people of Washington, D.C., all of the people that we worked with to put this miracle together. So have a good life. We will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right. Just what we expect the president to say. Recap a little bit of his accomplishments over the last 4 years. And, wish luck to the next administration. And that's exactly what he has done. He's shown nothing but class, promises that this is not the end of him, his family. I think this is definitely not the end of the Make America Great Again movement, which is exactly what he has started. He started a movement, and they might have canceled him, but they will not cancel the movement. As he's saying his goodbyes right now, what a special moment between him. Now it's with Eric, and now a hug with Dawn. What a moment. This president, of course, the crowd, not as vocal as you would expect at a Trump rally, but nevertheless, we heard the chants of "We love you." We heard the support. We're now seeing a lot of hugs with people in the crowd. A lot of people saying their goodbyes. Oh, he's walking over. Let's see who he's going to talk to now. Just a moment in history right now. Melania looking absolutely stunning as they make their way. Might be a tight shot to cut through those flags, but they're going to go red carpet walking up into the Air Force One. And the crowd obviously going to stick around. We're going to stick around. We want to see this Air Force One take flight as he's walking through the military. Of course, we had the salute, the military salute with the cannons being fired off when he first got here. We had the band playing upon his arrival, and now we've got a shot of him walking through. I know it's very difficult to see through these flags right now, but of course, here in just a second, you'll see him go up the stairs there to Air Force One. I want to remind everybody, thank you so much for staying with us here at Right Side Broadcasting. You can always go to our website, find out more of what's going on with our country. rsbnetwork.com, rsbnetwork.com. The President and First Lady almost to the top of the stairs. We'll turn around, I expect, and give one final wave. And there you have it. What a moment. And of course, the crowd returning their love for the president as well, as they walk off on Air Force One, and that's it. So at this point, once they are loaded up, traditionally this takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get this plane fired up and off the ground. And of course, we have a team down in Florida right now to receive the president later on this morning. I just want everyone to stay advised to all of our social media. We will have full coverage on that as well. So obviously tune in to our Facebook and our YouTube and Instagram, as we'll have coverage of that happening. Crowd still sticking around, obviously. I'd probably say 200 to 300 people here. Um, very limited access here. Also, we want to remind everybody to please go onto our social media and put down what you think President Trump's greatest accomplishment was the last 4 years. What was his greatest accomplishment? What is one thing that you're really proud that he did? And let's remember some of those today on this final day of him in office. Let's remember some of the greatest accomplishments that he's done for America, for small businesses, for our military. He talked about that when he first came out. He talked about the military being one that he was able to rebuild and help with benefits. And so that's just a great accomplishment there. And he's a big supporter of our military, and just kind of looking around, looking at some of the gauging the mood here. It's different. There is a level of sadness. I'm not going to paint it that that does not exist here. It does. It does exist here. People, and he said this, millions and millions of people who voted for Trump are feeling a level of sadness today. And I want you to know that I stand here on this podium just as sad as you are. This is not the way I wanted January 20th, 2021 to go. We all thought this president would be reelected for a second term. So we stand here today to watch our president depart and go back into private life down in South Florida. And he's said it many times, this family has sacrificed so much for the good of the American people. They've really opened up their lives. They've been subject to a lot of criticism, not only by the press, but other people in politics. And that is something that is not easy to adjust. Imagine if you ran for a public office and you were to open up your private life to the media and to the world to be so scrutiny. It's just been a sacrifice for this president, and he has said that time and time again that he had a beautiful life before now, but he wanted to serve the American people. He saw the corruption in our government and wanted to do something about it, and that's exactly what he has done for the last 4 years. As we see members of the press get on the plane, family members, friends, as they make their rolling up the red carpet there. Then they'll basically move back the stairs, close the door, and we'll see him depart here shortly. But going back to some of the accomplishments of President Trump, not only did he talk about rebuilding the military, but of course he's done a tremendous job with our economy, our stock market, our 401ks, bringing business back to the U.S. As we have heard time and time again, some of the policies under Barack Obama, it was not advantageous for companies to build things right here in America. That's why they went to Mexico. That's why they went overseas. Well, he reversed all of that, and through some really aggressive initiatives to entice businesses to stay right here in the U.S., he brought manufacturing back here, back to the U.S., brought jobs, rebuilt communities that were in trouble, that had lost factories. He was able to do all that with his economic policies, and so we are just so proud of that as well. And look at what he's done for as far as the international security, foreign policy. He has elevated the status of this country back to a level of respect, back to a level of sovereignty. And we have not seen any major, attack on, obviously, on our soil, but even at some of our locations, embassies around the world. There is a level of protection that he brought to the U.S. And I just pray that that level of protection continues with this next administration, because that is something that we all can be very proud of, is that we felt like the moment this president took office back in January 20th, 2017, when he was inaugurated, we felt like there was a level of protection that he had over this country, and that the bad guys, quote, of the world didn't want to come near us, knowing that there were repercussions for showing aggressiveness towards the U.S. And that is one thing that I really pray continues, because I know that Biden has said the first 100 days he would open up immigration from countries like Iran and other Middle Eastern countries, something that President Trump quickly shut that down when there was ever a threat. And so now it seems like that might be reversed, and that's really it makes me I'm very fearful for what could happen during that. It also secured our southern borders. We just saw last week with the completion of 400 plus miles of wall that the president constructed. Had a press conference down there, talked about the importance of securing our southern border, talked about the importance of keeping the drug cartels, talking about keeping the gangs and the people who really wanted to come into our country and commit a crime. And that's exactly what that southern border wall did. And we are pleased that he was able to do that. And of course, the Biden administration has said they would like to reverse a lot of the immigration policies that Trump put in place. We saw that the caravans from Guatemala and Honduras were down there. We're getting a little bit of movement on Air Force One as makes its way to the runway here at Joint Base Andrews, and we say goodbye to President Trump, perhaps the greatest president to ever lead this country. And of course, that can be widely debated, as you can imagine, this politically driven world that we live in. But if you look at his accomplishments, if you look at the things that he has done for this country and for the American people, there is absolutely no doubt that Donald J. Trump was the best president this country has ever seen. And what an appropriate song playing right now. I Did It My Way, Frank Sinatra. Just makes me think about this president. He did do it his way. He came to a very corrupt D.C. He came to a very corrupt swamp, politicians, backdoor deals, and he kicked over the apple cart of corruption here in D.C., and he cleaned it up to the best of his ability. And I think that is one thing that one of his greatest accomplishments is, in fact, that he was able to expose a lot of the fraud and the bad business that is Washington, D.C. And so we all watch this plane taxi over to the runway. This song and so many images are going through my head right now. I'm thinking about the wonderful times we've had with this president. I'm thinking about the times that he stepped on these rally stages, tens of thousands of people. One of the greatest rallies I saw was Bullhead City. We probably had 50,000 people there. And he felt like he was in touch with every single one of them. That he felt like he knew every single person that was there waving those flags, showing their love for him. That's the president that Donald J. Trump was. He knew who you were. He knew the problems you were going through. He knew absolutely everything because he talked to the American people. He got to know who voted for him. And it's just a very magical moment right here. We've got Marine One and the other copter fired up to get ready to depart. We've got media in our way right now. I apologize for that. We're trying to get them out of the way. Oh, all right. If you're just now joining us, welcome. Good morning. President Trump just wrapped up a speech here at Joint Base Andrews. and he is on his way to South Florida, where he will be greeted by a group of supporters there as well. We do have a team on the ground in South Florida to bring you coverage there as well. Family looks like they're still here. Some are here. I think a lot of them got on the plane, but I didn't have a clear shot of that. But as we wait for Air Force One to fire up and roll it forward, we've got some acceleration. And here we go, saying goodbye to Donald J. Trump, the greatest president this country has ever seen. And we say, Mr. President, goodbye and God bless. May the Lord shine his face upon you. Thank you from all of us here at Right Side and for every American watching us. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. And there he goes. What a morning here at Joint Base. You still got it? We still got a good shot of it? No, we lost. All right, well, let me step back in front here. The president on his way to South Florida. Group of people still here. Marine One still here as they watch this president make his way. Hopefully he flies right over the swamp and waves goodbye to them down there as well. But what a morning it has been here as the president delivered a very, I think, predictable speech, recapped a lot of his accomplishments over the last 4 years, talked about what he did, and he also prayed and said he wishes luck to the new administration, that he felt like he laid out a great, base for the next administration. And he was able to really lay down a foundation that he did not have when he walked in on day one. So very different scenario. And of course, DC is a very different time right now. We have the exit now. Marine One is leaving. I would imagine they're going to go back to the White House. I'm just expecting that would probably be what they do. And of course, you see some of the other planes that were on the ground. I just don't know. There we go. You can see, I guess we still got a good shot of him up there. It's hard to see this time of day with the light. I'm going to take a look at the monitor here. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great shot there, Gage. Great shot there as the president flies over this area. And of course, not a person has left this venue. The crowd that has been gathered here, they're still here. And they're probably going to likely stay here until this plane is completely out of sight. That is a great shot right there. Now he's going to go fly right into the sun. So we're just going to probably warn you guys, it might get a little blared out here. But they're starting to take down a little bit of the banners here. The podium's been taken down. The microphone's been taken down. But not a single person here has left. They want to see this plane. They want to see this president until they can no longer view him as he flies out into the horizon. Just what a very, very range. All right, we'll remind everybody to go to our website as well. As I said, we are viewer supported by you, the viewer. So go to our website, rsbnetwork.com. That's rsbnetwork.com. And don't forget to support our partner, Mike Lindell, over at MyPillow. We've seen the censorship that's happened with this company. We've seen retailers pull his product off their shelves due to the social media pressures of others. Do not let the radical left control and dictate what you're going to buy. So please go to mypillow.com. That's mypillow.com and put in the promo code RSBN at checkout. That's RSBN and get up to 66% off your entire order. Mypillow.com and please support him because a portion of those proceeds goes right here to Right Side Broadcasting and helps us continue the efforts that we have right now and to continue to cover not only this president, but what is in the future for conservatives and Republicans. And we appreciate all of you guys following us right now. As a reminder, our Twitter has been suspended, so we no longer have a Twitter, but you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on YouTube, and you can follow us on Instagram as well on those social media platforms. Those are the best ways to stay involved on what's going on here. You can also follow me at Brian Glenn TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Please look for the verification pages on all of those because that is the real me. Thank you so much for following us. Don't forget to go to our website, rsbnetwork.com, rsbnetwork.com/donate, and keep up for all the events that we have going on with our network. I'll be in Phoenix, Arizona on Saturday to cover a GOP meeting there with Liz Willis, and we'll bring you the very latest of what's going on from the state of Arizona. We've got a crew down in South Florida as well that will receive President Trump here later this morning. And just, I want to encourage everybody to pray. Pray for this country. Pray for our president. Pray for his family. We pray for each other because it is not going to be easy. Andrews, as we say, so long. Goodbye. God bless. Until next time, we'll see you.